Okay, so warning, this is probably going to be a pretty boring video, but I'm going to try to just do some pictures and show you guys some things and talk while I'm doing it, and hopefully it doesn't go horrible. So I want to give you an update on the Lightning that I was talking about in a previous video. I was saying, I was really interested in ordering a Lightning, and I really like things about it. There are some things I don't like about it, but there are some things that I do. So I went through with the process to try and get an order for a Lightning, and during that process, I learned a lot, and a lot that I was not happy with, and a lot that I was not willing to do. So basically, it comes down to the dealers still have the control, all the control, and so basically, the process of ordering a Lightning is really weird. So it all starts, you have to place the order on the Ford website, put a $100 deposit, and at that point they ask you, where do you want to pick it up at? And then they send that order to the dealer, and the dealer now has full control of the order. And that dealer can then take the list of orders and rearrange them based on their own importance. So if you're an employee, or if you're a returning customer, or whatever, they will prioritize you first. And it doesn't matter if you ordered the night of, right on the announcement, 5 seconds after they announced it, or anything. It doesn't matter because it's all about what the dealer wants you to be. So that was issue number one that I had because, obviously that plays into issue number two. Added dealer markup. Dealers have been adding crazy amounts to the price of these trucks. I was quoted $30,000 above sticker at Asheville Ford, and I will never do business with them, so that's cool. Um, So yeah, if you're willing to pay above sticker, then they're willing to move you up in line quicker, which is total crap because if you placed an order before someone else, you don't get any priority at all if you're not willing to pay that markup. So that's a bunch of crap. And, it really just annoys me that the CEO of Ford comes out and says, he doesn't support this practice, but why does he give the dealers the control? Why do they code it into the Ford website, giving them the ability to add dealer markup at the time of order? I mean, a lot of this just doesn't add up. I mean, you're not that pressed about it if you're allowing all this to happen. So, anyway, between that, dealing with shady dealers, trying to find a dealer that would even honor MSRP at this point. And then, trying to get an order because they still haven't opened the order banks. I mean, when I said in my last video that they were going to open in 2 weeks, that video is a month old. They never opened. So I kind of just walked away from the idea. I was just like, you know what? That was a cool idea, and I'm over it. So back to the Rivian waiting game. Now, like I said, who knows when you're going to get a Rivian? Who knows when that's going to happen? I'm all for it when it happens, but at this point, I don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon. So, um, my truck came in, the F350 that I ordered, and I said in my last video that I had decided not to get it. But I was like, you know what? It will not hurt for me to go look at it and just check it out. And I loved it. And so I traded my Ram and I got it. And so that takes care of the Ram situation because, I was talking about what was I going to trade my Ram in on. Well, that's what I traded it on. I did list the Ram and try to sell it, but had no luck there. So we went with trading it, which I got about as much as I was asking to sell it for. So I was happy with that. Plus, I got a refund from the previous dealer who canceled the extended warranty when I sold it, which is great. So I got more than I thought I was going to get for it. Side note, a whole long story about that dealer. So it it's kind of a funny story how all this works out. First, there's a lot to it. First, I found my Ram at that dealer, and they had it marked down like 12K off MSRP, and I was like, hey, that's a deal. So I went and looked at it, liked it, bought it, paid cash. And less than a year later, I was like, hey, I'd like to order a Jeep. And so, actually, yeah, it was less than a year later. Anyway, we talked about the Jeep. They walked me through, the configurations and the colors, and they made sure I got exactly what I wanted. And at the time of order, I mentioned to them, hey, I'm a member of this club called Tread Lightly, and it's supposed to offer friends and family pricing on orders. So they looked, and yep, we'll honor that. It was like 6,000 off the sticker, and I was like, hey, that's a deal. So they told me, get my paperwork together, and we'd complete it whenever the Jeep came in. Well, ordered the Jeep. It took 9 months to come in. And when I went to go pick it up, they would not honor the Tread Lightly membership discount. And, I had waited 9 months. I wanted the Jeep. I was sold on it 100%. So, although I shouldn't have, I just ignored the fact that they wouldn't honor Tread Lightly, and I bought the Jeep. And then I started having problems with the Jeep. And it had an electrical burning smell, which they said was a sticker on the exhaust. But stickers don't sound like electric, smell like electric. They don't sound like anything. and and it just continually got worse from there. About 1,000 miles in, the screen started to flicker. All of the screens started to flicker. And I was just like, you know what? This thing's a lemon. I'm not getting caught up in this. So I sold it. I got rid of it quickly. But one thing I want to mention before I sold it was when I took it in for service, my dash cam caught the service advisor saying that I was the weirdest white guy she'd ever met and that I listened to trap music. So that's cool. So I made sure to include that in my review when I wrote a review about the place. And I thought, when you have a bad experience with a business and you write an honest review with factual information in the review, usually the business will try to reach out to you and make things right. They'll try to meet some happy median that makes everyone happy at least. And to be honest, I didn't expect much, but I was going to push for them honoring my Tread Lightly discount. They needed to cut me a check for the difference that they would not give me off the vehicle because they said they would honor it and then they didn't, and that was bullcrap. But instead of trying to reach out and being legitimate about the issue, no, they completely, like, I don't know, what do you call it? The word was not there. I didn't have the word. They ignored me basically. Not only did they ignore me, but they blocked me out as far as like ever working with them again, which I didn't have any interest in working with them again. But I reached out to the dealer, the salesman that had sold me both vehicles, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about trading my Ram. Could you get me a price quote on the Ram? And like 24 hours later, I mean, after I had posted the review, he replied and said, we're not interested in your Ram. And I'm just like, oh, cool. So you guys are just going to completely tell me to F off, basically. That's what you're going to do. So yeah, not happy with them. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, I've jumped off the Lightning bandwagon. There's too many hoops to jump through to get onto it. To get one, you got to deal with dealer markup. You got to deal with shady dealers. You got to deal with all this. And I did finally find a dealer who said they would honor MSRP and it wouldn't be an issue, but order banks aren't open and I can't order one. So, and like I said in the other video, charging stats are non-existent and that really does bother me. And I'm no longer to the point at this point where I absolutely need an electric car. I'm okay with a gas car because, now that they're talking about in the next 5 years they want to ban electric or ban gas cars and make everyone buy electric. Like, I don't know if that'll happen or not, but now I kind of want to have a gas car just in case they do. It'd be nice to have it. One of the last few that are around. And while I can still get a big Hemi V8 without a start-stop, I mean, that's definitely got my interest. So, might consider another Jeep. I don't know. This is all, it's all up in the air. But yeah, look out for the next video because I'm going to show you my new vehicle. Music?
I mean, I don't know. He's the most unsuspecting playing trap music originally.
Oh, was he? Okay, I got you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Weirdest white dude you'll ever meet.
Tell him to send us his playlist. And we'll listen to his music, and then if it's trash, we won't fix it. If it's good, then we'll try and fix it.